Okay.
how that goes?
I'm rolling specs. So you
Okay.
I'm Chris Ferzoco. I'm with the Ferzoco Group, and we sell real estate down here at the Jersey Shore, from Ocean City all the way down to Cape May. And I've been getting a lot of questions about how to go forward with purchasing a beachfront home, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
What factors should buyers consider when purchasing a beachfront property?
What factors? Well, there are several factors to consider. It's not just really the property itself and all the different features and benefits about it, although that's very important. But you really want to start looking at, one, your elevation of the property, making sure, God forbid, that there's ever a storm. What's the elevation like from the ocean to protect yourself from any kind of tragic damage that could happen to your property should there be a major storm, whether it be hurricanes or nor'easters that we have here. Also, what you want to make sure that you're doing is, if you're buying a first floor property or a second floor property, some of the towns have duplexes, so it's first floor, second floor. In Seattle City, they happen to be side by side, so you don't have too many issues with regards to views. But if you're looking at a town that has a duplex, you want to make sure, are there dunes in front of me? Am I going to be able to actually see the beach and the ocean? Or if I'm on the lower level, am I going to be tucked down behind a sand dune? And you don't really have much of a view at all, although you are still going to be beachfront. So that's something to certainly consider. What does that look like on the exterior with regards to sand dune and your views? Of course, that's what you're paying for on a beachfront. So there's there's some of those factors there as well. Obviously, with a beachfront, you just want to kind of, again, make sure that you are protected. Are there any dunes around you? Are there any kind of environmental tubes that they have, which actually bury those in the sand dunes to protect against any type of major storms? But for beachfronts, those are really the kind of key factors that you want to take into consideration, outside of just, does this home look really, really nice? And does it just have what I need with regards to bedrooms and bathrooms, etc.?
How do the beachfront property prices vary along the shore?
Well, every town is very different. Each town has something different to offer. So you're going to see ranging, and also they also vary from the styles, right? So some of the homes you have your duplexes, again, your first floor, second floors, you have single families, you're going to have townhouses. So every town is a little bit different. If you also get down into a place such as like North Wildwood, or you're going down into like Cape May, the beachfronts are actually across the street. So you actually have a street that runs across. So are you still beachfront? Technically, no. You're actually street front with a direct ocean view. So there's going to be a variation there. And down in the Cape May, there was just some big, beautiful old homes that are available there. So that's kind of like different design styles. So every town really has something different. You're in Ocean City. Ocean City has the boardwalk and some of their ocean fronts that are out front of it. So that's different than what a lot of the towns have to offer. Avalon Stone Harbor, single family homes. Seattle City has single families to side by side townhouses. So really, depending on the style of property that you're looking for and what you're interested in, is really going to kind of depend on the town that you're looking at, and which may actually end up dictating the town that you ultimately buy in, because you might be looking for a single family home and that's not what's really offered. It's really mostly just either side by sides, or vice versa. If you're looking for a single family and it's all townhouses, you might run into a situation where you're going to look at another town because it's just not what's available.
You mentioned like storms, nor'easters and stuff. Yeah. I feel like that is a disadvantage, right, of the beachfront. So what are, I guess, compare and contrast some advantages and disadvantages of owning a beachfront property? Maybe also include maintenance. Like, does maintenance go up because it is just like right there next to the ocean breeze?
Well, yes, without a doubt. So just, it's not, I wouldn't call it a negative, but one factor to always remember is you're going to have greater maintenances, because essentially you're taking the brunt of the wind coming off of the ocean virtually nonstop. It always has a breeze, and obviously it can be really windy. So you're getting the brunt of that sand, the salt air, the moisture. All of that is really kind of prominent when you are a beachfront. So your maintenance is going to be certainly higher when it comes to that. But there are so many advantages. Look, I mean, you have absolutely just amazing views when you have a beachfront. There's no question about that. You know, look, if you have a lot of children, you're not hoofing the toys all the way down to the beach, multiple blocks, right? You're just right there on the beach. You walk out, it feels like it's virtually private, like it's your own personal beach. And you really have your own private space there. You're not dealing with a lot of foot traffic. You're not dealing with people, walking by you. If you don't have a boardwalk or a promenade in front of you, then you really don't have a whole lot of people out in front of your place. So that can really make it feel like your own private getaway resort. And, so ultimately that's one of the key factors. I mean, you can go down to the beach for lunch, you can jump right back, or down to the beach and then jump right back for lunch. Or, if you have to use the restroom, you're not going into a public restroom. So there's so many great advantages to that. But ultimately, typically they are big, they're beautiful. And so the location is really ultimately what the beachfront has to offer. And the views are they're endless. So in where we sell, a lot of times you can be multiple towns down and you can be 20 miles away, but you're still looking up the coast and seeing Atlantic City skyline at night with all the lights of the casinos and stuff like that. It's beautiful. Our coast happens to be slightly almost like a tilt, so you can kind of see, wow, it jets out a little bit as you go down, so you can kind of see up from the southern tips of the coast. So it's really nice.
Awesome. How can buyers ensure they're getting a good deal on a beachfront property?
Well, how can they ensure they're getting a good deal? Well, there's a lot of factors there. I mean, I think if you look at a good deal and you look at a good deal not just in price, I think that's going to be the real important part. So you want to make sure the structure and the bones of the property are really in good condition. And that really goes for any home that you'd be looking to buy. But you want to just make sure that you're doing your research on the property, you're doing your due diligence and having the proper inspectors come out. If there's been storms, you just want to make sure if there's any history that there's been any type of issues that way. But I think ultimately you just want to do your due diligence like you would with any property and making sure that the property is sound, making sure things are taken care of. Again, we talked about wind and before, and you just want to make sure that the roof is in really good condition, because those high winds coming right off the ocean, that can certainly have wear and tear on the property. So those are really the key factors there. Just do your due diligence. Obviously seek professional help with that, and just professional advice. Hire people that are licensed and can proofly show that they have their license and insurances, and make sure that they have a good track record.
I guess a disadvantage, but also arguably an advantage, is of course the cost of something that's going to be on the beachfront. So what are the financing options available for buying a beachfront property?
Well, there's so many different plans that are out there, and really, like when you talk to some of the lenders that we have, like with United Lending and what have you, they have some great programs that are out there for either jumbo loans, or they have ARMs that they're using now. So there's a lot of different programs out there that might be more unique also to your lending institution. So you really want to make sure, not necessarily shopping, but just checking out 1, 2, or 3 different than your just normal lending companies. I mean, you may have one for your primary home, but you might decide, hey, I'm going to check with them, but I'm also going to look at some more local companies, because they might just have some programs that are more geared towards the shore, and just that might be a better fit for you as well. So there are a lot of options that are out there in those style properties and in that price point. And so that's really what you want to kind of be making sure that you have the proper program geared to you through your lending company. Yeah.
Perfect. And then last question. I've decided I want to get a beachfront house. I'm excited I'm going to be able to take my family, my friends, to enjoy some time on the shore. Who should I contact?
Well, obviously contact the Ferzoco group first and foremost. No, we do have extensive knowledge. You'd want to, obviously contacting Joe or I, we have extensive knowledge about the coast here. Our team has been selling real estate here for over 20 years. And so you really want to make sure that you have someone that's knowledgeable. And it's not just a singular town. I mentioned it in a video before. You may be looking for something in a certain town that, I don't want to say it isn't there, that isn't necessarily suited to that town, but we might have knowledge of a different area that is more geared and more suited to your needs. And so we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. We're going to have exploratory questions to find out what are your needs, what are the features and benefits that you're looking for, that your family needs. And we're going to really dig in. We're going to do the homework. We're going to find you the right location for you, and not just focus on one particular community. The good thing after 20 years is we've sold in all of these beach towns. We're set up that way where so many agents, and this isn't a knock on them, but so many agents are they're really focused in one town. This is where they specialize, so this is all they sell. We actually specialize up and down, probably somewhere between 35 to 40 miles of the coast in all of the different towns, and we're set up that way as a team. So we actually have, I'll say, a real in-depth knowledge about all the different towns because we're spread out that way. We just work on them all so that we can better help our clients. Because again, there might be something that they're looking for and they've started in this town, but it might be actually in a different town that they haven't even thought of. So that's what 20 years experience is going to get you. Someone that really knows these towns inside and out and knows the history of them and what you're looking for. So if you're looking to buy a home down here at the Jersey Shore, whether it be on the beach, at the bay, or in between, Joe and I and the team at the Ferzoco Group, we're here for you, and we are excited to help you achieve what is important to you and your family, which is getting you your dream home down here at the shore.